Flat Earth British, Martin Leaker speaking. Hi guys, flat thumbs to all. This will be just a quick post today, something that needs to be done. Last night on Facebook, I posted my thoughts. And my thoughts were, what if you find out that all of history was a lie? What if you find out that all of the past has been fabricated? Would that give you a chill down your spine? Well, I found some stuff whilst looking over some of the old footage of 1906 San Francisco. We've all seen this footage. It's fantastic. But under closer scrutiny with a keener eye, I've spotted mistakes. This is indeed a movie set. This is indeed a fabricated past. Now, the deeper implications of this are very, very chilling, guys. Now, I'll show you what I mean. Now, don't freak out. There is a possibility that I'm actually wrong, okay? But I don't think so. We'll talk about a few things and this narrative on the way through. So, don't freak. Buckle in. So what we got here is what we're going to talk about is this terminal building, this terminal tram and ferry terminal in San Francisco. Now, this thing is a miracle. It has managed to survive the earthquake of San Francisco when every single thing about it is in small bricklets. I mean, everything about it is utterly destroyed. Doesn't look too tarnished, and what you find from the off, like literally a day later, okay, or a day or two later, is they put this tower up in scaffold. They say there's a crack through it. Only some of the evidence we'll be looking at now, they didn't give two hoots about this crack with further tremors later on some of the footage that I will be showing you. But there is definitely some big anomalies that I'm about to show you. Okay, guys. Now, funny, its name is the terminal as well. Here it is after said event. Looks like a little Greco-Romano temple. Let's have a look at the shape of this tower, this belfry. Okay. So it looks like it's a little temple on top of a temple, ever declining, and a belfry at the top. Okay. So looks a bit like it belongs in Venice or something. And some ornate Greco-Romano columns. Looks very oldie-worldy. And let's check out. They've sorted it out in the front. Now, what I would like you to pay attention to is this ticket booth, bunker booth, and it's the only one around outside the main entrance to the ferry terminal. Okay, pay close attention to where it is situated. It's in line with this Greco-Romano column here. Okay, to the left of the central door. Concur? Okay, just for now. And that it is operational. Massive building. These walkways are no longer there and were not there in that photograph. As you can see, they come in, turn around and back into the city. We'll talk about these anomalous trams as well. So with some of the chilling footage that I'm about to show you, it would appear that everybody arrives from this terminal. Now, it shows you in these photographs here, the entire city is in flames. Yet the terminal, is it not in the brunt of the flames in this picture? Is it not in there? There's actually smoke coming from it, isn't there? Okay, well, you can see the whole structure there, and the tower there, and everything else around it is burning. Why burning? This is an earthquake. And if it was a massive earthquake, like they say, where was the tsunami that is synonymous with all other earthquakes? Examples: Lisbon, Port Royal, Galveston, Texas. They all have big tsunamis after a quake. So yeah, it's miraculously in the smoke and seems to be absolutely smashing. Here you can see some of the remnants of what's left outside. As you can see, everything outside of this building is utterly decimated down to bricklets. This is all that's left of massive buildings that we will see now. And as you can see, this is really soon after. I wish I could get a exact date on this photograph to know the chronology of this scaffold. So I don't see a visible crack, and it looks a little bit different, them 3 holes there to the last tower. I don't know. Almost as if, spookily, there's 2 San Franciscos. And I'll show you what I mean. Now, this is a video that has been colorized of a couple of days before the city has been wrecked in this said event. Okay, earthquake and subsequent firestorm, which is hurricane force winds in fire, which is utterly devastating and takes the oxygen, kills people. So this is the trip down Market Street, okay, as a lot of us have seen, down to the terminal at the end of Market Street. But what we find in this video is it's staged. It's staged beyond a shadow of a doubt. There's people 100 yards away waiting for the camera to arrive, looking straight at it. They've been prompted and they know. These know. He knows. And the haphazard suicidal nature of the people. I'll show you what we mean in a minute. Also, I want to concentrate on these trams. Now, these trams here have Antiquatech on top. It has been proposed that they had electric and the road here for the central track. Oh, that makes sense, running like some sort of scale airstrip. Yet, the tram system was operational the day after the event. I got proof. So there was no energy interruption whatsoever. The entire city is completely devastated, but no electricity disruption at that early period of its development in 1906. Yet we witnessed Antiquatech. I propose that maybe they were not running on the grid electricity, and maybe something else was completely going on. Energy gathering. Now, here is the superb colorized footage of the trip down Market Street. Now, I'm sure we've all seen it, okay? First things first, there are a shit load of motor cars for 1906. If you compare it to, say, a video I showed only this week, Austria, at the same period, one motor car hammering down a private lane, would look like a car lane. And all other cities of 1906 have just a few cars and mostly horse and carriage, including London, which I will show you. Yet San Francisco has electric cars, has all sorts of cars at 1906. Why San Francisco? And it only occurred to me the other day, the abundance of different types of car. You've got every car in the world in this street, when the whole of the rest of the world is only exhibiting the odd car in its city centre. Another thing I noticed, I'll show you a little video later on of the same period in London. What you will find is, apart from people like sort of going and hanging around in the street, nobody stays indoors. These streets are absolutely thronged with people. I mean, a mass of people. It's not what you're finding here. You're finding utter confusion, suicidal behaviour. Did you see that guy cut in front of them there? Is there any need for that? Could have killed somebody. And these ladies, they're like just stupidly, like they really are going to die. Just there's even a guy with a baby that nearly gets taken out. No, note that tram. You see the Antiquatech on top? They say the electricity's in the floor. Yet, I'm going to show you the scale. It's just beyond belief. If nukes were a thing, it looks like it's been nuked. It's nothing left in this area of Market Street. The call centre on the right-hand side, you might be able to see here. Weirdly enough, the fire started from the roof, considering it's supposed to be a firestorm and earthquake. So when you see the evidence for that, you start to sort of think about, hang on a minute. They're using energy weapons, like Faches type technologies, to literally obliterate this city, but be selective, because you can literally point this energy wave at separate buildings. It would appear that the terminal building is a miracle, and doesn't seem to be affected by anything of a reset happening. So what I was thinking and what I was proposing, I spoke to John Levy on that epic hangout I had with him on my channel, is that he proposed that what we're looking at actually is not 2 days before the devastation, but actually after the devastation. And the film we're looking at, which will follow this, is before all of this. The old world reset on film, guys. The arrivals coming from who knows where, other places. And it is spooky to see. Ghostly. So as you can see, they just suicidal. See that guy? Oh, you got so bubbled then, guy. Yeah, don't look at the camera. You looked at it. He basically turned around, looked at the camera and thought, oh shit, it'd seen me, turned around and walked the other way. So he had foreknowledge. There's a little girl. She has complete foreknowledge. Later on, you'll see a flap turn up. A little boy is completely aware that this is going down. People on the right-hand side, you might witness they're looking out for this. Well, I don't know. Well, they got a camera set up on the side of a tram. And this tram is not slowing for nobody. And these cars, did you see that? Well, he's not on an interchange. Why did he turn around? Why did he U-turn and turn around then? You see what I mean? It's like nothing is making sense. And what's with that cage that just went past? That giant cage. You ever seen anything like that? Is it a cage? Wow. So anyway, the parallel, or the roads that cut across Market Street, they have electric trams in a different way. So Market Street, I guess it's because it's their hub in San Francisco. They have the juice there, but these are free energy. Do you see that? What is the? So what is it? They're all just absolutely stupid. Is that what's going on? Please note all the architecture. It's beautifulness. It's strength. This stuff is solid world, guys. It's old Tartaria. Right, check him out. Now this boy's going in where the electric goes. Is that even safe? I don't even know. But they all know. Wave? How did you know? That's curious. So anyway, this footage takes you all the way down to the terminal building. I'll speed it up a little bit so we can get on with it a little bit better. Okay. Oh, that's actually slower. I'm very sorry. Better. So we're hurrying off down to the terminal building. Now note this on the side here. This the Greco-Romano columns, Corinthian tops. And it looks like there's even some sort of Baroque work going on there. Crazy architecture going on. Rome, basically, classical world on Market Street. And check the Technasmia ports, decorated in what looks like laurel leaf around it. Just wow, old world. Considering all of you by now know the narrative of San Francisco. Thanks 49ers, you nailed it in what, like 30 years, this massive infrastructured city. Do you see what I mean? Everyone's looking down. Nobody's shopping. What are they all exactly doing? Where's everyone going? Where are you going? This makes no sense. Do you know what it is? Cecil B. DeMille. Camera action. Do you think they can have... All right, just for a second. Do you think they can have stage sets as big as this? The whole of Market Street? Or something similar somewhere else? I'm telling you that Cecil B. DeMille in like the original Cleopatra's, he would have 100,000 more extras. All dressed up in like Roman stuff, guys. They can really do this, this fabrication. So yeah, really strange abundance of motor cars. You'll see the comparison with other cities. Exactly what I mean. It's just not the same. It's just, what did they collect all the cars up in California? I don't know. So anyway, there's clues galore when you get down to yeah, that's just stupid. To the terminal building. Let's just move this on a bit because it is a little bit fabulous video. I do appreciate that. Beautiful colour. Do you see him? Suicidally cutting in front. There's kids running along because they want to see the camera. That lady there, yeah, don't worry, it's only a tram, it won't hurt. And him then, he nearly crashed into the back of that. And the cobbles are completely useless for horse and cart, proving that this place was not cut out for horse and carts. And then also, these rails look really old. Look old, like they've been there for ever. You find that there was rain this morning. It was breezy. The breeze was coming in from, obviously, the coast. There's that little boy. How did you know? And most of the point, why are you riding up front? What kind of black stuff is that? Isn't that some sort of photographic sort of plastic? Looks like the stuff. And what are you doing in the back of there? Why aren't you riding front? And why are you staring at the camera? How did you even know it was there? So I think he busted it. I think the guy in the first couple of seconds busted it. Hi, boy. How did you know? You see what I mean, guys? Right, let's get up to the ferry terminal. And I want to show you something I found. Keep an eye on the signs on the buildings on the right-hand side as well. Like Jen there. Okay. Let's see if any of these signs are left when the city or this street is completely gone, shall we? That was stupid. So that one's petrol, but I noticed some haven't got any exhaust fumes, so I think some of them are electric. And to be honest with you, at 1906, I'm almost sure that most cars were compressed air or petrol or electricity. So I don't know. That's a curious little tram. What are you running on? Horse. Horse. Under road electric trams and cross street overhead electric trams, and they still got horse and tram. Must be a private company like Uber Trams maybe. So it said hail there on the side as well. It's a curious little so check out the architecture when we get to the terminal, but what I want you to pay closest attention to, what we will be paying closest attention to, is the bunco booth, is the ticket kiosk. People's Express, and there's another one coming up for Eureka, California. There's clues in this. It's all set up. Someone to find. Right. Stop. The kiosk. The kiosk. Let's have a look at the kiosk. Now, something that has, first of all, bugged me is these windows. They are exactly like World War II blast windows when they put the sticky tape across them to stop the windows breaking. And shutters as well. You know, this thing is really, really, you know, thinking ahead. Right. I posted this on, I don't know whether you know, on Flat Earth British think tank channel a while back. San Francisco with pictorial chronology 1906 to 1947. And I want to show you something. So it's the same trip. We'll have a look at it a little bit more extensively in a minute because it is haunting, but I want to get to the bunco booth. But it will show you that every single thing in the radius or anything in the area of the terminus is gone, is bits, is stones. These people are just, where are they getting their clothes? They're all in the same sort of black, hats on, all pristine, all with a purpose. Nobody's even in shock. This is not a post-apocalyptic sort of you know, response. People would be just different, and this is right after it. There's still tremors apparently at this period. Fires, the whole city's still on fire. They're doing explosives and doing curtain walls to stop the fires apparently. Right, let's get up to that bunco booth. So this is still running, the tram electric. The city's completely devastated, but the electric's still going. And what I want you to pay attention to is this. So how come, just a question, how come the whole of the city is completely devastated? I'll show you an overhead shot of this in a minute, a mind blower. How come there's not a scratch on it? How come the windows are broken? Everything across the road from it is completely gone. Not a mark on it anywhere. And what's spookier is this. Okay, let's see if I got this right. You guys are here, so I'm sure you correct me if I am not. the position of the bunco booth or the ticket kiosk. Okay, so it's in line here with this post on the left hand side, yes? Not the right hand side, the left hand side, yes? This is not a mirror image, this is the right way around. Okay, let's have a look at it apparently 2 days before or 3 days before. So I thought, well, is it the angle that it's next to the right post now? It doesn't even look the same booth. So I went searching through images. There's only the one ticket booth. Okay, so is it the right ticket booth? So let's check this again. So even if you were coming from a different angle, this here would not appear to be in line with this. And also the opening. Okay, so it's next to an opening there. The opening's over here. Okay, is this a shutter that goes up and down? See again. Opening over here is by the right. It's on the other side now, like nearly in a mirror image, basically. Anybody? It's like it's a copy and they've messed it up. Or is it the case that this is the original world that was destroyed and they brought all of the arrivals in, and when they basically made it all good again, they put the ticket kiosk on the wrong side, ready for 1906 fabricated history of these very convenient photographs. Very convenient photographs. Look at this. Look at this architecture. And look at this. Erected, and at first glance it says 596. And there is a very, very weak eye. So it is actually an 8 and a 3 and a 6. So it's 18. Let's get a bit closer. Oh, there, that's clearer. 1898. So this building they're trying to tell you is no more than 8-year-old. Okay, and the eye is not even visible. It says like erected 898. There, can you see that? And then some shots, then you can see it come back. It's like, what? Okay, erected 858. I guess that is it? I can't really see, guys, but there's no 1, is there? It is there, but it's it comes in a bit shadow there, maybe there. Oh god, so spooky. And these windows, they're like blast windows. So yeah, the owl is directly across the road. Big cluage, but that has to be. And then back up Market Street on the colour footage. That boy knew that was there. So back to this. So this pictorial history is very chilling, okay, but why is it on the opposite side? If I wrong, I thought it was, if you standing by, if you're standing over by here looking at the bunco booth from that angle, which is not what's happening in that other photograph, by the way, it wouldn't appear to be next to the left pillar, the left pillar, would it? It'd be over by the right. This is not possible, is what I'm saying. It doesn't even look the same, guys, does it? And I'll tell you what else as well. At this stage, right, there's no scaffolding on this bloody tower, and they don't seem to be bothered about bringing masses of people in and the tower falling with... A little bit of music with this. Don't want it to echo. So all of these people are flooding from that supposed to be damaged, which has not got a scratch on it. Everything, just look, guys, everything is gone and there's not a scratch on it. And the bunco booth's not in the same place. And the date, anyway. So where are they all going? They all got purpose. This camp set up, there was maybe 100 FEMA camps set up in a day flat in this place, guys. It's all tied in with epidemic as well, the narrative for that. some narratives out there, the possible reason for its destruction in the first place, if they were a thing, so I don't go with that. But maybe that's what they said, you know, suggested and put out in the newspapers. This is the most anomalous thing ever. So look at this. How spooky is this? Get in there with this newspaper. Yeah? I've got a care in the world. None of them are ghosts haunting. New arrivals. Look at them two ladies. We're doing a bit of tourist attraction. As if I think we'll just pop over and see a devastated city, but we won't actually look at it. We'll just walk straight through with the other throngs of people. See my point? Nobody's stopping. There's a sailor. It's just like all the characters you'd need. That's why people had names, wasn't it? Cooper, you know, people who make barrels, or people who make arrows, Fletcher, or got Potter, or, you know, there's just so many names after their jobs, aren't there? Anyway, let's move on a bit. So, I'm not sure what's going on with that bunko booth, but I have checked other photographs out. So yeah, the rest of the city's in hell of a state, as you can see. This is going up to the city hall and Rotunda. The Rotunda survived miraculously, but check these fires. They missed all these trees and all these telegraph poles. It's crazy, isn't it? Firestorm came through enough to take out all of those buildings, but yet leave wooden telegraph poles. See, that just bugs me. You know, considering the nature of a firestorm, which is supposed to be hurricane force winds and tornadoes whooping and incinerating every single thing in its path. Not selective. Again with the motor cars. So some of the suburbs look like they took a lot of the less of the belting, but we'll have a look at this crazy good overhead balloon photograph of San Francisco. Some of you may have seen shortly. Okay. And these are just wooden buildings, and they seem to have fared okay. None of them have collapsed. It looks like they're queuing for some food, maybe. Okay. Let's move on a little bit. Coming down to Market Street again, and that's the same street we just looked at in colour. If you didn't know, completely gone. Nothing there, and the buildings in, you know, near to the terminal building are not even there. Just worse. Yeah, that miraculous thing. I just had a curious thought. Well, it's a funny word, terminal, but I was thinking more in the ways of, you know, this thing's like some sort of portal or something that people just literally not have to come through in a ferry. Just come out that door, just arrive, all ready, all coded, probably with memories. Here's your new world. I know it's a bit wrecked, but you can basically clean it all up for us, and we'll find you somewhere to live. You build yourself another civilization, which will be there in about a year. Oh yeah, you'll have a exposition within 9 years. One of the best on earth. Yeah, man. You San Franciscans, if that's the word, San Franciscans are fantastic at doing stuff. So is MacArthur, is it, or Arthur up there on that building? That survived pretty well, maybe. But it does look a big chunk. And they just all aimlessly. There's a disabled guy then. He's got a newspaper under the arm. What you find as well is there's a load of what look like supervisors. They're people with a white sash on their hats and arms to signify that there's some sort of, I don't know, manager, you know, point which way to go sort of thing. So yeah, it's like we've got referees here too. It's a really strange thing. So it's getting a little bit busy, and as you can see, the scaffolding at this really early stage, I don't know how many days, maybe 4 days later, 5 days later, they've got some timber in for shoring up. and the scaffolding's just started on apparently that crack in the central tower. Okay, let's move on a bit. Some of the devastation here. Look at this soldier coming back. And there's the city hall. Check the city hall. Oh, it's just unreal. So it's chilling to think this is an American city of its size. I'll show you some more of them now. It's just as if the entire place was reset completely a little while ago. And they've just completely fabricated the past. Everything we think we're looking at has been faked and is fabricated and acted stage show for public consumption of the masses. They'll just buy anything, won't they? So they'll buy all of this without having a closer scrutiny and thinking the sniff test doesn't match. It's something really, really off. It doesn't even feel like it's our world at all. Completely destroyed because it's from another time. And these are the new arrivals. It's so chilling, guys. Everything seems fab around there. The rotunda in the background seems to be fine. No damage much on that. So I can link this full video up. It's nearly 2 hours long of this juice of old footage. Look at the mud flooders there. You can see some great mud. One thing these devastations do show is mud flood evidence. Anomalous pipes as well everywhere laying around. You find side fell off that building. Fire licked that building, but everything else is turned to little bits. How is that even possible? That's a mud flooder. Okay. Then see him. So he's just come off. He's not press. He's got this thing. I know I thought it was press first of all, but I've seen loads of them. It's not press pass. There's some sort of watchers. You see them on the corners, sort of directing people. So they've brought the look. Armed soldier. That's one thing you don't see too many of in the old world is overweight people. Everyone seems pretty slim, as you can see there. Most people are gents there on the streets. I've noticed. There's hardly any ladies walking around in this part of town. Really strange. It's like time traveling, isn't it, guys? Whew. So trippy. Anyway, let's move on. This is not going to be a long video. So I can link that below this video. Now this is the most epicest San Francisco shot, and I'll tell you for why in a minute. I've got this in 2015. It was a super resolution gigapix image. I got it off Gigapix. Only when I downloaded the picture, this was in it, and people have suggested to me that it was steampunk that had planted it there. But the fact remains, I don't think that's the case, because photograph San Francisco ruins from Lawrence captive airship, 3,000. Oh, is that? Yeah, 3,000 feet above San Francisco Bay, on the waterfront and the Gold Gate Bridge. Okay, so he's in a balloon, this guy who's taking this beautiful shot, but he's taken this in the air. Now I don't think steampunk hacked my computer and stuck an image of an airship in it. I have had the evidence. I posted it when it happened. I freaked everybody out. It was like, how come, guys? It was not there, and it's just like, it's there. Well, what the fuck? And check this out. So let's have a look at what the buildings are like near to the ferry terminal. So they got the scaffolding up, okay, and as you can see, everything close to it. Wait for it to clear up a little bit, maybe, because it does. It's completely devastated. So the whole building, not a scratch on any of it, not a mark. Not a mark. And across the road, burnt, burnt, burnt. Should be able to get this a bit clearer. So yeah, the devastation is just absolutely unreal. They got like tents everywhere, as you can see, all on the coast, which is really weird because you'd think they keep them away from the coast in case there was a tsunami, but yeah, they put them straight on the coast. And as far as the eye can see up to Nob Hill is a city grid, which is completely barren of buildings. As far as the eye can see, guys, all the way up to the Bay Area. And this year, these buildings, this year, that's where the great expositions will soon be. But it looks like there's stuff there already in this shot. We have tried to mag in as close as we can, and it does show there's large buildings there, but we can't be specific. Now, Queen Victoria's only been dead a year or two. This is the Victorian era. Yeah, we got super futuristic, massive Gotham City skyscrapers in San Francisco. Yeah. But regardless, the scaffolding's up, everything's built in front of it. I should be able to clear this image a little bit more. Go on. Anyway, tenture, all gone. Everything's gone. But this hasn't been touched. Not even a scratch, not even burnt in any way, as I just showed you the evidence. So that is a fantastic, mind-blowing shot. Just have a look the way they caught the sunburst. And it's just had rain, as well. You can see it in puddles on the roofs. And the city, phew. There's not too many films about the San Francisco earthquake. The one with Clark Gable rings a bell. But not that many. The buildings all falling down as they're running down there. But wow. Yeah, mind-blowing image that. Mind-blowing. And if you didn't know, you know, it's just, how is this even possible, guys? Look at it. These are all American cities at the same period. Again, with the crazy horse drones. Yeah, but this is an American city. Look, there's below street level and there's the top of an arch there below the ground. You see that? Like I said, they expose mud flooders. So that's the corner of Madison. And what you find is most American cities have been completely decimated by fire. That's Chicago. Yeah. And we have, well, Buffalo's, Cleveland. Look at this. Look at this. All these briquettes. These briquettes that it just leaves. Boston, Seattle, Vancouver. Oh, the list just goes on and on, guys. Most of these cities have had horrendous fires, and if not the whole city, maybe the financial district was taken out. Look at it, just tiny little cobble. So that's that same photograph, and this is Boston, and we focused on it many times on Flat Earth British. And in the same period, places in Europe like Paris, in what they say was the Franco-Prussian War. I beg to differ. That city was reset. Baltimore, another city completely decimated. Very chilling, isn't it? Look at this, guys. Oh, please tell me that's not haunting. All American cities, same time. And in Europe, there it is, all going up. And same, all of these photographs, you get these walls of smoke. That doesn't ring true with a firestorm. I don't know, something else is just that just doesn't ring true with my brain. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. Just smoke. No smoke without fire. You don't see any fire, you just see smoke. Like that. And use the coal tower, as you can see, you can see any fire below? So how the hell did this get alight? And it started from the roof. Think about it. Just, I know what you're going to say in my comments. And more devastation, Mountain City, Richmond, some of the cities akin to the American Civil War. And look at the devastation in Chicago. Look at these mud flooders and all, your world. This is a beautiful shot. First National Bank. And all of that's gone. Trees are still there though, maybe a bit scorched in this case, and it's not this one. Beautiful mud flooders. Okay, mud luge. We move on. Yeah, I know, crazy, isn't it? Look at this. And look at the world that went before. You can see it's bloody Phoenicia here. It's got the classical stamp all over it. And the classical world's not supposed to be America. You know, you're supposed to believe in Columbus. Yeah. And the whole bullshit narrative, which is basically is checkmate. They can't put this back in the bag, guys. It's out. Too many questions, too many evidences. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, all history is a lie. And in my mind, it's very, very persuasive and creepy evidence that all of our past is fabricated, guys. Just think about that. And what's this? Some sort of steam tech? And again, another American city. They've started to build something there really rapid. So I can't tell you what city that is. Another selective fire in American city. Look at all of this overhead cableage going on. And what's these up here? A Victorian photograph. Right, 5G. I'm just saying, look at it. It's just, what are we looking at? Oh, my head. So yeah, I watched these very closely last night. Just something in my consciousness was niggling me about these videos, and I knew that I'd seen something and I couldn't quite remember or place what it was until last night. Look at this, melted brick wall, caved in or melted. That heat, the wires, like I said, is really selective. Look at all of these under here, guys. Vaulting under this massive Tartarian beautiful building. Wow. That's a okay. And New York as well went up in flames. This is Atlanta. It's not actually showing it up in flames, but it does go up in flames a little bit later. But just its architecture and how old looking it is. And look at the eagle on the street lamp. Phoenicia. And what's he doing up this with this little old ye ladderline, I wonder? Oh yeah, he's going up to some sort of flagpole in the street, which is not a flagpole, is it? At all, because there's no halyard on it, so it can't be a flagpole. Wonder what that is. Oh, weird. Okay. And more American cities completely devastated. Gone. If you didn't know about this, you're probably scratching your head wondering why you didn't know, and why they didn't tell you in school that most of your world was completely obliterated little as 100 years ago or more. Boston. The size of these buildings, guys. This is old world when there was trillions of Tartarians. These are not Tartarians. These are the replacements. We call Tartarians. Roof on there. Big, massive Greco-Romano thing. And evidence again of basements. I don't know, basements on flat Earth. Again, let's have a look at this. There's a bit of a ghosting going on in that picture, but wow, such spooky devastation. And again, with all these big pipes, can you see these? You see them in most of these pictures. Why are they on the surface exactly? Again, with Boston. Alright, get the out in the fire. And there's something about this. What's this? It's not a flag on it. It's dead tree. And again, look, every single thing. You can go past this church. I've posted about this church a few times in Boston. And isn't it weird how everything across the road is like little bricklets and there's not a scratch would appear on that little church? Nothing. Again. So why are they standing in front of this? It's haunting, isn't it? Again, another little picture with sort of set up in an unbelievably shattered world. Look at this building, completely fine, not a scratch on this hotel on the corner, yet next to it is bricklets. And look at that, a door below ground level. Can you see that? There's the road, it's down below ground level. Ka-ching. Who clears these roads as well? They've big diggers coming in and just shoveling her all away from the off. How come things are falling in their footprint? American cities, guys. Look at this. Tiny little bricks. So what do you reckon happened? Freaks of nature? Mrs. O'Brien's cow hit a candle over, maybe? There's a stupid narrative every single American city fire, guys. All of them are the same. Freak accident, like the Great Fire of London, Pudding Lane, same thing. Hit some bloody thing over and the whole city goes up in flames. Nobody gets killed in the Great Fire of London, however, in the year of 666, when Xavi reigned supreme. Check that out. Which probably still does. And Easter Studio. Look at this old world. Wow. Easter Studio. Reset. An anagram of reset is Easter, by the way, guys. In case you didn't know. So that's sinister in itself. Reset Studio. And it says studio. This is a fucking studio as well, excuse my language. Not the studio that took the photo. Aftermath of 1904, Toronto. Pretty devastated. Illinois, Chicago. That is the most just mind-blowing of all, I think. San Francisco, Chicago. Well, all of them really. But holy cow, guys. And that chimney stayed put, didn't it? That didn't come down. Everything all around it did, though. Excuse me. Oh, a little bit of travel from the top of a tower like we've proposed. But that's another subject for another day. And the ruins of Seattle's Great Fire. Not much left of Seattle on the coast, was there, guys? I mean, it was all gone. Yeah, I know. All of them have similar stories for city elevations as well, curiously enough, and the same bogus narratives for their buildings and time spans. Now, in comparison, before I wrap this up for the day, so I said it's going to be just a short video, just to show you that history is indeed fabricated. There's just no way in my mind that's not set up, that video. And this bunker booth, I don't know, it just looks like it's in the wrong place to me, and it looks like maybe we're looking at another San Francisco. Anyway, this is London, same period. You can see the comparisons with the San Francisco film, okay? So what you find is you do get like electric trams. They're gone from London now, but no trams. And what I want you to draw attention to is the abundance of people. Central London. What is everyone doing out? What are they all on the pavements for? What are they looking at? And it's every single way you go in this film is just people. Stacks of people. Not the same scene at all for Market Street, is it, guys? It's a bit more ordered. They're not just haphazard. They're actually keeping in lane, so otherwise everyone would just die. Alright, people are crossing and, you know, jaywalking, I guess you call it, but keeping some remnants of order. Interesting people. Again, just in contrast to San Francisco, there's just so many people on the streets. And policeman directing. Oh, check that guy off to work on his corner of his wagon. This one has got 6 horse drawn, and they look like they're struggling uphill with that. And look at this, guys. Look at this. Mind blow. Petrol garage accessories, okay, and it'll tell you now in a minute what they do in there when the door closes. Rocket cars, okay, and it is motor vehicles, electric, steam, and petrol systems. So, like, the first choice is electric, then steam, and petrol systems like the last choice on that list. That early. They're all electric. That's what's ringing my alarm bells as well, with these petrol cars and the abundance of them on Market Street. And the fact there's no scratch on the terminus building, and nothing's matching up with the, you know, when you do comparison. Do these comparisons. Get this video in the descriptions box. Have a look for yourself if you're bored one time, and see if you can spot the difference. Because I know I've missed some loads of stuff actually, guys. Just time aspect. So the workmen and everybody. Look at this toff. What the way he pushes everyone out of the way. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. I'm more important. I'm richer than you. I'm more important. Pinders for gloves. Sherwood Marketplace. That might have been Nottingham. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this up for the day. Much love and peace to you all, guys. Flat thumbs, and I'll be back very soon. Flat day approaches, and if you haven't caught up, I done a video here, Tartarian Nights of Truth with Robert Phoenix, only a day ago, and there's videos to catch up with on Flat Earth British, this channel, in case you didn't know. Right there, Revolt, Magnificence of Electric Tartaria, and that was on Flat Day, okay, 3 days ago. So make sure to catch up. I'll see you on the next one. Hope that doesn't freak you out. Let me know what you think in comments, please. Okay, peace out.